Hello, welcome back. Last time I had what I feel like was the second puzzle of the game that really gave me some resistance. It was just something that I found very hard to see in it. Very, kind of like different category of experience than the first one that gave me trouble, but similar feeling. Anyway, so I'm done with 6, let's find 7. That's going to be... What world am I in? 3. I mean, I could do a level select, and I will. Overworld traversal has been done. It's fine, I don't have to redo it. Building blocks.
Fitch was always eager to work and learn. He'd ask Jan questions, pitch ideas, frequently suggest tweaks to the music. He knew many of his ideas were probably bad, but he wanted to improve as a musician, not just to finish the album.
Jan's gonna have some thoughts about this. I look forward to hearing them in just a moment. I think I've spotted what I need to do. Let's see if I'm right. Nope. There, that's the spot. Now I just need to hop up on top of that. Easy. Okay. And somebody fell a little bit. Oh, you embedded yourself in the ground. That's fun. Look at that. How did that happen? Oh, because of... It was actually the top one that did that. It fell down and stopped falling because it met a floor that is this block. Because it couldn't see, yeah, because the thing that it replaced was occluded, so therefore it didn't exist. This is the wrong orientation. You're asking for something different. I see. Where was that? So I'm on the right pillar, but I'm on the wrong side of it. So I need to bump it from standing in equivalent of this spot instead of that spot. Okay, that should be a simple change to make. I just move this once this way, and once in a direction I can't quite move it anymore. Okay. So I want it to be here. Like that. Okay, done. What did I just do? So I replaced a block, then all of you fell. Alright, works for me. Potential energy.
Jan was happy to answer Fitch's questions from time to time, but finding the energy to do so was often difficult.
Oh, I know how this is. I have so many emails sitting in my inbox that, you know, if my mind were in the right place, could be like, 2 minutes to take care of them. But instead they sit for days or weeks because my mind is never in a place compatible with that 2 minute time to just answer them nice and easy. And I don't have a solution to that. That's just the way things are. Okay, so I see that I could shift things around. I don't have a goal yet. I'm just noting, like, how I can move these boxes, and not quite the way I want, actually. Okay, so what is my goal? Get here. Where is here? Up high and far away. I can hop onto the black... and then kind of be nowhere. I could end up here, but that still doesn't connect with up here. Nothing currently does. So I'm going to need to use orientation or box stacking to change that. That's just going to make my things fall. But it sounds like I'll need to do some operations here in this orientation with boxes protected on these little pegs. What operations am I looking to do, though? Or is this like a box shaker? To get something away from that wall and down onto this wall instead? Maybe. I'm not sure why that would be productive. If I had 2 boxes, and I simply stacked them up here and here, I could then jump up there and go across that bridge I had made. Okay, so my goal is to stack these 2 boxes and push them across the black. I don't think I need anything extra once that's done. Looks like that should be compatible with everything. Okay, so get boxes together and stack them. And use the shaker if necessary. Okay. So my theory is actually that this one's already in the right place, but how could that be? Okay, so if I'm reorienting that way, this one at least has to move. So that's a safe spot for it for a moment. But I've accomplished nothing. No state transformation has taken place. Also, I'm kind of stuck down here now. No, I can escape. So if I want to stack these 2, which things are stopping me right now? Here we go. This is a good time to shake. Maybe from this perspective, because the other way... Why did those fall? Because I couldn't see this little gray section right here. Okay. So from that viewpoint, they move into place. Now... Okay. Cool. Can I do the next step? I think I can stack. Oh. Why do I think such a false thing? Well, no, hold on. Maybe if I... that's going to put that there, which is not where I wanted at all. How am I going to stack these 2? Could it be part of the reorientation? Oops. So like that, you can't see them so they don't go anywhere. Like this, I can see them and no. Wait, what? One was higher, so it started moving, but it never met any resistance, so it came all the way out the bottom. Okay, how do I turn this into something useful? Right, so this way, no, this way, I can see the top of it, so it starts falling and never finds its floor. Same like that, but like this it finds a floor. Okay. Okay. Now what? Yeah, I know the end state I want. I don't know how to get there. Alright, so I need to create a situation where I can push one box onto another, probably, unless I'm doing some other kind of magic to make a stack happen. Which is all too possible. Now, yeah, what if... Before that, I would put this... here? And look at it from what angle? This one? Oops. Yes, actually. So that made a stack of 2. Okay. Okay. And I can walk all the way around that and maybe even get those back where I want them if I'm lucky about something that I'm not. Oh, hold on. What if I were up here? I can't... I don't think that's what I want. No. That is almost definitely not what I want. I'm going to push these the opposite direction as how I'm pushing them. But I think if I do this, there's almost some potential for this turning into something healthy, but maybe let's try the other direction. I just can't see enough from that angle. Can't see myself. Okay, that's there. Then I managed to flip it over to this side, and that's everything, right? Okay. That was not so bad. So put this here, back off a little bit, hop up to that, and done. Okay. It worked out. And I sort of understood some of what I did. Independence.
But Jan often worked solo, during hours which Fitch wasn't awake or otherwise available. The time difference was an obstacle in that regard. But Fitch did still enjoy the surprises brought on by asynchronous collaboration.
Looking at this now, it almost surprises me I didn't notice the different looking end square, because I think this is the first time that has shown up on this block instead of the one that I stepped on. But I just never had any reason to look at that because it was until it was actually revealed to me as a mechanic. So I never did. Okay, this is a very similar level to the one I just left. Shape is nearly the same. Okay, so I can decide where things fall. No, I can't. That's always in the same place. So yeah, I really don't get a choice about where that goes. Because the elevator gives it a soft landing. I mean, presumably, the way to proceed here would be to step up here and push those off. Okay? And then with that done, all I gotta do is... I'm going to imagine... Okay, no, there are several significant differences in the layout here. So let me try a different action than the one I did last time and see if it does what I want it to do. It did. Okay. That's what I tried in the previous level. And it worked here.
Getting someone else up to speed wasn't really where Jan wanted to spend his effort. He just wanted to work on the music.
Fitch is pestering him with newcomer questions all the time. Okay. So, got some reorientation. So another shaker situation. If I would shake right now, those are the sorts of things that would result. From this perspective, basically the same, or rotated the way you'd expect it to be. Losing a box, probably no good. Okay, so where's the exit? It's here. I need 3 things held, so I need to... What? That's... Where the heck is... Okay, so I think I can go there myself if I'm crafty about it. Fortunately for me, I'm very crafty. I think that location is fine, even though it looks like it's against a wall. It's because it is, but I can change that. There we go. I don't think that's what I want, though. I can mutate this situation. Let's try that and see what happens. No good. Let's try this and see what happens. Much better. Okay, I think that was the whole thing. I didn't want to explain what I was doing, I just wanted to do it. Okay. Transformation.
Jan was meticulous. He'd focus incredibly hard on the smallest details of their music. At times it became almost frustrating to Fitch. But he'd go to sleep, wake up, and find that Jan had transformed their music into something Fitch never could have imagined.
I need to be where to hit that thing? Not here. No, I need... why is this situation harder for me to visualize than usual? Well, because I need... oh, never mind. That... okay. I don't need anything. I need to just blunder around and happen to stumble into it. That'll work. Obsession.
Jan was meticulous.
Yeah.
But he didn't have a choice. When something felt off, it stole his attention until it was fixed. Many sleepless nights were spent pondering something he couldn't let go of.
I see. He wasn't as happy about the process, even though he still felt the drive to do it. Jan is a man who has trouble finding happiness. So no reorientation here unless it's hidden under one of these, which it is not. So, okay, this obviously is perfectly straightforward and nothing to worry about. Isolated one, less so. So this gray block I feel like is not particularly my friend. That feels like an obstacle, but maybe I can turn an obstacle into a friend if I can do just the right thing. So let's say this was here. Actually, I got a better idea. Better idea doesn't work. Okay, well, let's start with a stack. There's enough room for that. I say doing it this way? Whoa, that was weird, but makes sense. Well, you know, that's not a good place for a stack. I think... Okay, so this is 4x4 with a little notch cut out and 2 of those on the edges. 4x4 is not enough space for a knight move and still be on the other side, but if that's the wall I need to be against... yeah, this is a cramped little space. Hard to get around. So I'd better have a good plan for what I'm doing, I say, not doing any such thing. Okay, so at one point I thought I wanted a state that looked similar to this. Now that I have that state, I no longer think that. Aha! That's an important connection right there. Okay, so that means I can use that space for stacking without getting trapped against a wall. Put this here. Ooh, that's trapped against a wall, though. Wait, yeah, that's a corner, so even if I can push this way, that doesn't mean I can push this way, too. Okay, what structure am I trying to create? I want the ability to push a box here. While not getting the other one trapped. So I want that to become movable, really. Since it's not movable... Oh, what does that mean then? This is the only useful perspective, and it has this obstacle in the way. So if I need to... I feel like I need to hide this, but also I feel like I can't. I would need a 3 tall stack in this position to do that, but I only have 2. Can't put things on my head, and if I put myself there, maybe I could at least stand on the thing. But if I want to stack, that's not something I can really do. What does a puzzle look like if I do that and change orientation? Doesn't look like anything, really. Somehow that's starting to feel like something. Aha, okay, I see how I can stack and keep the things free. This is a little bit like the puzzle I spent so long on last time, in that I'm starting on a wall and getting off the wall. Are you sure that's what you're doing? Okay, so, cool. This bridges to here, but nowhere else that I want. Wait, hold... no? Because, like, I would like to stand here, and from this perspective push that way. Could I do that if I was there? Well, yeah, all I gotta do to make that happen is this. Okay, so I can try it at least. Yeah, that's fine. I guess the game knows there's floor there because there's a brown box, and it has to be sitting on something, so that's why this move is, like, the red square thinks it has a place to go. Okay, so I made a stack. Ah, now I have a scraper. Thing on head can happen after all. And if I scrape this way, there we go, okay. Alright, intuitive process is doing the job today. I will take it. Alright, one more here. That looks like it. Maybe I can get a clean world finish today. That's optimistic, but maybe. I'm on pace for it right now.
It was all over in a blur. The jamming, the obsessive editing, the creative discussions and arguments had all finally led to a completed album. After a small celebration, some virtual pats on the back, so to speak, it was time. Jan uploaded the album, shared the link where he could, and they waited.
Jan uploaded the album. How does this normally work? Was it like... Okay, let's re-derive the normal solution first, because I need to understand how that works. I think it starts with... stacking. Let's stack at, like... Hey. No, can't do that. I think it's okay to stack against this wall. Maybe. Let's see if that's in any way true. With a stack against that wall, I can then move this to a place where it does absolutely nothing ever for me. It doesn't get me adjacent to the rotator either. Okay, what? So, like, from this perspective here is where I'd want a stack of 3. And assuming I could hop onto it, which I probably could, then from there I could move... Well, yeah, so didn't I have that? Did I just look at this wrong? What am I... There we go, there's the useful spot. Okay. So that's gotten you up, which is not really relevant to what I'm doing here. This would be the way to solve the level normally. I missed. No, I didn't. It's here. Okay, but that's not what I desire to do. I need to get up in a different spot to be able to tap this. How would I tap? Okay, so look at this situation. That tile plus 1 box, 2 box, 3 box puts the floor right here in that little diamond. So if I could slide that diamond around, go this way, go this way, go this way. But one that's wrong too, I don't think I can. Wait, maybe I can. Okay, first of all, let's build a pillar in a place where I can freely move it. All I gotta do for that is do it in a different order, I think. I also have more space this way than this way, so doing pushes that way would be probably healthier. But also is unnecessary if I do it in this order. Just put the 2 on top of the 1 instead of the 1 on top of the 2. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to be in a slightly different spot than that. Like this. Okay, so I have a freestanding tower, and I can play with its position to my heart's content. If this were here, if this were here, I mean, would that count? If I can get on top of it, I can find out. Yeah, I can't though. Wait, yes I can. There's a spot right here. Does this count? No, I don't exist, of course. If this were here, maybe? Yeah, I think that should work. So let's put it... Okay, the spot I want is right here. Spot I want... Then... It's hard to keep track of it, but that was the spot. Bop. Okay, I bopped, and I'm on the wrong side. So, that's okay, that's easily fixed, I think. One, two, three, four. Even number? Why does this feel all kinds of wrong? It's not. It just feels like it for some reason. Okay, now... I think I see perspective trick to make a thing not exist. Why not you move? Okay, maybe I have another precondition that I didn't know about. Well, now I can do this. And I can hop up on the wall. So maybe the other way was perfectly viable as it was because I could have just done this. Yeah, because from here I can reach both sides. Okay. The issue was a non-issue after all. Okay, let's try it. Exhaustion. That's a scary name.
It was all finally over. Where things would go from here, Jan wasn't sure. But it was truly a relief to have completed the project and be able to rest.
Well, this looks straightforward enough. Rescue this box, splay them all out in a line, multi-push to there, and exit. The multi-push to there is going to do a funny thing to me, but it shouldn't matter. Okay, so that's the actual geometry of this connection, which again should be fine. Alright, so I feel like this is going to be harder to rescue than that. So let's go for this one first. Oh dear. This might actually... So check this out. I think I can do a crafty move box away from wall trick here, right? Although... Yeah, but I can't get... Well, hang on. Yes, but that won't help me. Okay, it might actually be the other way around than how I thought it. Okay. So just initial poking at that box rescue doesn't look entirely trivial. Could this one be entirely trivial? entirely, but not too bad. If I had that box already, I could totally put it like here, and then this move would be valid. And then from there I could hop down to this tile. Okay, so other configurations of this that would have worked roughly the same. Let's put this a little more over to the side like that, I think? With that in the middle now, from the perspective I want to work with it in, I can get on top and... okay, I'm here. But that's not directly helping me because now you're trapped against a wall. And I can't get you away from it, can I? Actually... no, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so back to trying to rescue the one that looks more possible to get. Like, my initial thought was... put this in a place like that, put the other one in a place like where I currently am, and do, this push. Problem is that can't go directly where I am. It just gets jammed up here. Does it? Yeah, pretty much. And I can't access this spot to push it that way. And because of that, the whole thing doesn't actually work. Other operations I could maybe do. The layout of this doesn't actually let me jump over this box here. Because yeah, I can get on that, but that's not a knight move, that's well, although... wait... could I instead... okay, if this were here, that doesn't open up anything, right? Right. If this is here... not quite. What if it's all the way here? That's more encouraging. Okay, here we go. I can chain push these two out, and with them at my disposal, I should be able to do anything I want. I think what I want would look approximately like... this? Barely even got to turn anything. Okay, so that's there. Only issue is, this is kind of against a wall now. Can I rescue it using this platform somehow? Yes, easily. Okay, so to rescue you... oops. To rescue you, first of all I gotta rescue myself. Let's just get these extras out of the way for a moment. This goes here. I go there, I turn once this way, now you're in the middle. Neat. Okay, so stack those. Like this. That is not what I want, I want to unstack. Unstack those, like, let's say this will do... I guess I need to stand on that. It's almost in a good place, kinda. I don't think that's quite right. Let's go one more over this way and see how things look. Wait, that's all wrong. I would need this. There we go. Alright, unstacked and in a place I can retrieve. Okay, so got a line of 3 ready to go, and I can just push them individually. They don't have to be together for this journey, but conveniently they are right now, so I will allow it. You go in. You follow. And you are the last one. And there we go. Alright. Good stuff. World not 3. World 3 plus 6. World 9, done. Good stuff. Okay. Alright, and the way back to the hub would probably be along here somewhere. Well, I found it. Cool. And I got a new clump of leaves on this tree. I think it's this bluish one, maybe? These are sort of color-coded, but I can't see the color coding here. I say they're sort of color-coded. I guess that's just like... Well, yeah, how do I even, like, read the level's color coding? I guess it's the cubes that pop in after something is solved? Yeah, from here I see this pale cyan shade of blue, and that matches that. Yes. Okay. So whatever this 9 out of 18 is, corresponds to whatever world is in that direction. Okay, a clean world, and that feels nice. Next time, going to whatever the next one is.